Hi, I'm Claude.
And I'm Clinton, and we're the lamest offenders. So for today's episode, we are doing the finale review for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Let's see if this Falcon can fly.
Hi, Thanos. We're the lamest offenders.
I don't even know who you are.
We have a small but dedicated fan base.
Be sure to visit our sponsor at BaskervilleProductions.com.
Hi, welcome back. So episode 6 picked up exactly where episode 5 left off with the GRC meeting that we all care so much about.
Yeah, it's just we have no idea.
The Flag Smashers are using pumpkin bombs to try to disrupt the meeting.
Out am I?
And it's not going so well because the heroes are there. They show up. Sam's there. Bucky's there. Sharon Carter's there. She wears the disguise for about 5 seconds, and then she takes it off, and then she never wears it.
Wouldn't somebody recognize her and be like, all right, she's under arrest, but whatever, I guess.
Yeah, and just change the voice, change the voice modulator, I guess.
Oh, you're on Bucky.
Hey, Bucky, it's me. That's all you had to do.
Yeah.
And not take everything off. It's like, okay, cool.
Starts changing in the middle of the street.
I honestly, when I went back and watched the scene because I thought they were such a height discrepancy.
Yeah.
The guy she was playing was way shorter, and all of a sudden she gained 6 inches. Like, the hell, you guys
Those
doing?
heels, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just at this point, you have Sam coming in hot, and he's obviously wearing the new suit, which looks really cool. Looks just like the comics.
Yeah.
And he's just here to save the day. And he has a shield. He does some cool tricks too with it,
from the montage from the previous episode.
Yeah, and it's just damn, how does this guy not have the super soldier serum? He's really holding his own on this.
Take some gymnastics classes.
Yeah.
So.
You do a flip here, do a flip there. And then, of course, during this entire thing, what really stood out to me was just the first 20 minutes of Agent 13, Sharon Carter. Just any response she gave Bucky or Sam was just these sarcastic, dry, puns, and it was unintentionally hilarious to me. It's just so stupid. And I'm like, man, this show had writers.
Yeah. We'll get to Agent Carter.
Yeah.
So during the fight with Batroc, we find Captain America, now Sam Wilson, his greatest weakness is chairs.
Yeah.
Because the Batroc kicks a chair at the shield, and the shield just collapses.
This is weak wrist.
Any future villains, just chuck some chairs at it. Fine.
Yeah, you'll bounce back.
Yeah.
And then they're fighting the flag smashers on the street, and then all of a sudden, U.S. agent comes by, John Walker, and apparently he just did a total flip of his character.
Let's finish this.
Yeah, and he immediately gets his ass kicked. Just the shield.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, and the shield gets dented immediately, we called it. Just we didn't. What did you expect was gonna happen,
dude? It was just hilarious because immediately he just gets his ass beat,
Yeah.
and then he's just laying on the ground. I was like, oh, that didn't last very long. So
no, but so when they're fighting at this New York NYPD SWAT carrier that has some of the GRC people in it. And I will say that there's this very heroic moment for Walker because he actually he does his best to rescue those people.
Yeah.
So it was really weird.
It was abrupt.
I was just oh, okay. I mean, I didn't think he was a bad guy.
Right.
But he was just, I don't know, it was so bizarre to me.
Yeah, because the last episode and the episode before that, it looked like he was, the serum, it looked like he was juicing, he was going nuts. And then all of a sudden, he just flipped a switch. He's like, nah, I'm good now. Yeah. So it was that's another thing. It's just rushed writing. That's just what it felt like.
And Carly apologized. I'm sorry for Battlestar. Mm-hmm. And that's just something about, I didn't mean to kill a life that doesn't matter or something like that. Yeah, something like that. And just you killed 12 people at this GRC building, who were probably just pencil pushers. They probably just put paper in files all day. What their lives? What are you talking? Just I hate Carly.
Well, I hate
Morgenthau is the worst.
Yeah, I was about to say she's probably the worst villain in all of the MCU, and I'm counting Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That show was utter poo poo. I hate that show. But like they're just to keep it PG.
Yeah.
But like there's just no development for her, and then they're like, well, the writers just decided mid-season, well, let's just try to make her sympathetic, and they're like, flip the switch, make her a full-blown terrorist.
Sympathetic, yeah.
And then the Flag Smashers are, just the worst group of terrorists in the history of mankind. Like they were just incompetent. Like everything they did failed spectacularly, and it was pretty funny just because I don't know if they tried to make him look menacing, but like most of the time Carly's running away.
They got caught by their own app because Carly called one of her own operatives. She handed the phone to Bucky because I guess she knew Bucky was right there.
Yeah,
and then Bucky keeps the phone and tells the Flag Smashers like where to go.
Yeah.
And there's just an army of police there.
Bucky just shakes his phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like it feels like if my parents it feels like if my parents wrote the show who have no idea what apps do, they're like, let's make an app for that, this is a bad guy locator, like it's just like Craigslist or something.
It's so stupid. It was just like okay. I guess at what point did we just go like whatever? Fine.
That's what this episode felt like, is like whatever. Like there wasn't enough time to develop U.S. Agent, kind of his like entire plot line.
Yeah.
Carly was non-sympathetic. The only person that really got the spotlight, which I obviously appreciate, was Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
He had some really good scenes here. Bucky didn't do anything that important other than, talking to his friend from New York.
Talk to Yuri, from the first episode.
And like even that, like they should have gave more time for that.
Yeah.
So, because that's a huge development for Bucky, and that was just seen off screen. So
yeah, I would have liked that in episode 5. I think that would have been even as as bad as episode 5 was. Episode 5 could have used that, just kind of elevated a little bit more and just drawn it out a little bit. But yeah, it was just like rushed like everything else.
Which is crazy too, because these are 60-minute episodes. It's just maybe the budget got away from them, and they're like, we need to end it at 6 episodes.
There's too many villains. There's too much going on with this show. Like it should have been longer, honestly, which is horrible to say for us because I don't want to review that. So,
but it was like the one time where a character died, and I was like, yes, like when Carly gets shot, and it wasn't like
I didn't care at all.
Yeah, like and it was Sharon Carter, which we'll get to in a second, but she just ices her ass, and it wasn't anything that Sam had a choice in, and it was just it was like the plot was taken away from you for whatever they were trying to do with her, and it was crap. So
and as they're hauling away, as they're hauling away some of the Flag Smashers, there's a U.S. Army soldier says, one world, one people, blah blah blah, and then as they're driving away, it just blows up, and it's Zemo's butler, who is so ancient, like he looks
Can you
so
picture
old.
the geriatric mother, whatever, just putting like a bomb underneath the thing, and he's like, God.
He like hits the button and goes, oh.
Apparently Bucky's allowed to like watch, or like just read the news or whatever in the raft, and he's like,
oh, you mean Zemo? Yeah.
Or Zemo, yeah, and he's like, got him. So
Zemo in the raft, all that would have been forgiven if Thunderbolt Ross showed up and said, I have a plan, and he holds his file.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we have use. We're gonna have a use for you. Like that. All this, I would have almost forgiven everything about this show if that would have happened. But,
they kind of do that with U.S. Agent, like, because eventually he gets, it's done poorly, but he gets his black costume and he's basically back.
So when that happens, Contessa gives him the black suit, and they're in the Senate hearing room where he was, the Senate hearing room, which is a lobby somewhere, and it's just like some, just where he was taken away the mantle of Captain America, and it's just such a weird place to do it. Like really? Like he changed in a senator's chambers.
Yeah. Could have just done this at like
chambers.
Could have just done this at like Kohl's or something, He's like getting some Bugle Boys. He's changing his costumes. Because at first I was like, oh, cool, he's got the same costume he had, because it used to be navy blue, and then you really had to look at the chest where the flag is. So.
Yeah, I still have no idea who Contessa works for.
Yeah.
They're keeping that insanely close to the
I think it's
the
Thunderbolt Ross, just to have his own.
I hope so, because she was Shield and Hydra in the comics, so I have no idea who this woman is. Yeah. So who?
Let's talk about Sharon Carter with the big reveal, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in an MCU product. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So it's basically revealed that she is the power broker, which is. It's stupid because if you look back at episode 3, she killed her man, that was created. She got her henchman to kill, accidentally like shoot the RPG and the
with her in the building,
the shipping container. Well,
she wasn't in the building.
And then she she basically inadvertently killed her like main super soldier serum scientist with her like lackeys, but she was still fighting on the ground. And then she also put a hit on Bucky and Falcon, so she endangered herself with her own guy. So there's just a lot of things that just felt like it was stupid, and it's just they wasted her as a character.
And evidently, so she hired Carly initially, and I guess Carly stole the super soldier serum from her. And I mean, and at the end, Sam Wilson keeps his word. He gets her a full pardon.
Yeah.
And that's all it was for.
Yeah.
It was for pardon.
Well, yeah. Well,
not all for that. But
to get access to United States like prototypes and weapons,
secrets, and just like
the only thing I could see is just people were saying, "Oh, she's a Skrull," but I think that's stupid because that's like a double cross again. Which kind of counteracts my next point, but I would love to see her as introduction to Mystique with the Madripoor angle. But I just think it's I don't know.
That would be.
It might be too
awesome.
early for them to do that.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, how about that? Look at that. You heard it first.
This show needs a second season because it has a lot of explaining to do.
A lot of explaining.
A lot of questions left unanswered.
Yeah, and there could be a season 2, which would be interesting.
I honestly hope there is, because even if it's short-lived, because there's got to be something.
Yeah,
I mean, there's way too much left.
So
undone.
For the overall highlights for this episode, obviously it's Falcon, in the Captain America. Well, I should just call him Captain America suit with Captain wings,
America,
and then also the entire. Way he repays Isaiah Bradley just to show him the Smithsonian, tribute that he has.
That was insanely touching. Like that was actually that was very great. That was the best scene of this episode by far.
And the positives.
Isaiah Bradley's whole character arc, like finally getting that recognition. Like even though he's still kind of in hiding, but he knows it's there. He's always going to have that spot in history is his, and that's awesome. That was wonderful.
Yeah, and really, that's where the positives really end. For this episode,
pretty much. I love that Sam's suit too. He is the current Captain America because it's just drones.
Where's this guy storing these things? But I mean, what would you give this out of 10?
Man, the episode probably like a 6. I just with the halfway through it, they were still with the GRC and the flag smashers. I'm like, this has to wrap up soon. There's way too much to go on. I can see the timer. You got a lot more to go. So hurry this up.
I'm in agreement with you. I'm giving it a 6.5. I just thought it was really not great. I mean, it was pretty bad.
The Bradley scene saved it from being just I feel like a complete disaster. There was a really nice touching scene too with Bucky giving his completed notebook to the therapist. And he says like, "Thanks for the help, doc." Like that was,
which is hilarious because she's like the worst therapist in the history, man. Like she's just awful.
But that was a nice scene too. Kind of some closure on that. But just so much stuff left unanswered. And Walker is just running around, I guess,
doing his thing.
It's like okay, so
not a great way to end these this series. But anyway, that's our review for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the finale of that bad boy. So next week we will kind of just do the lingering afterthoughts of how this can impact MCU going forward. So that'd be a little bit interesting in comparison with that. We hope it's interesting.
Don't hype it up too much.
It's okay. But that's what we got planned for you guys. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you then.
Appreciate you. Stay lame.
Bye.